What is up, my friends? I guess welcome back to my YouTube channel. This time I hope that I am able to finally get a video out. I've had like 10-15 projects since this point, and I've tried to do a lot of recording on them, so here we go. This time we're going on a 1972 Datsun 240Z. As you can see in the background, it's pretty sweet. As you can't see, got some rust, carbs, all sorts of things. So hopefully this video series will be on the restoration of this 1972 Datsun 240Z. First up is the carburetors. As one can't really see anymore, but kind of, this car actually came with 3 sets of Delorto 40s. They're pretty nifty carbs. They're side draft, I don't know, 2-barrel Delorto. So I think that's Italian. Weber is also another one, that one's Spanish. But we're gonna start first with carb cleaning. This one I already did. I'd say that's pretty clean from my standards compared. There is some grime on the outside, but that's not really what I care about. I care about the inside. The accelerator pumps were all sorts of jacked up, so I rebuilt them. Now it's pretty cool because these are pretty expensive carbs, but they have some sort of plastic spacer, gasket, something there, and it seals it up. And then we got this cool, nifty throttle mechanism here that goes into this area. And they all connect to the middle one, which has the brackets on it. So this is my first time ever splitting open Delorto, what are they, DHLA? Let's see. Yep, DHLA. I don't really know what that stands for, but I've never split open the side draft style. I had a Volkswagen 2332 engine I built. That one had the downdraft one, so it's pretty freaking similar. But yeah, you don't really need to know a lot about these, just as long as you make sure all the parts go in the right place when you're done. So the first thing I'm gonna do is gonna take this cover off. Second thing, this cover. The jets are underneath here. I don't really need to do much besides throw this in the ultrasonic cleaner, which I do recommend using. So all the jets come out, all of these things. These are the accelerator pump nozzles. You got one on each side. Some sort of blockage tube there. You got your pilot mixture, some more blocky thingies. Here's your choke, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, pretty basic. The other side has your accelerator pump hidden in there, and these have Venturis and the main throttle, whatever you would call that thing that sits in there. This has 30mm Venturis, which is plenty fine for a build like this. Now this Datsun has the stock 2.4 liter. I think it's called an L24, and it's great. I drove it from the shop, which is about 3.5 miles. The temperature gauge was pinned, but I doubt that it was actually overheating. I put a new thermostat in there, easy peasy. Just had some weird running issues, so I figured they need to rebuild anyways, so time to put on some gloves. Okay, my first rule is to start with a cleaner slate. So yeah, this is my idea of a cleaner slate. I just took the scrubby brush, scrubbed it a little bit, and took off some of that grime and grits. It just helps keep things out while you tear it apart. Even though you're gonna clean it, it's nice to start a little cleaner. Okay, here we go. Let's see if it comes off. Oh yeah. Is there any gas in there? Just a tiny bit. Yeah, when you take these off, you want to make sure the gasket comes with it. I'm losing these bolts, but that's fine. Should be pretty simple. And here you have your little, was it needle? No, whatever it's called. That stops the fuel from coming in. You got your floats. Make sure those aren't full with gas. Here's your choke. Yeah, pretty simple. This is gonna go in the pile over here. Gonna take these off. Put them there. And I'm gonna start laying out the jets here all in order. So here you have two plugs. Under these are little brass hexagon spacers and ball bearings. Don't lose those. Pretty sure this is an air jet. Here's your accelerator pump, jets, and more stuff. All of it needs to come off. And as you can see, everything's out. That little top piece, not too important, it's just to hold the spring in, but everything is out. Here, these two holes, very important. You don't lose these tiny, tiny ball bearings. Those little hexagon shaped brass spacers go in there, and it's super important. But yeah, to be honest, it looks very clean in here, but I would not trust it. Now let's flip it over and get to the other side. Actually, before that, let's remove these. So it's actually pretty simple. It's an 11 millimeter, both sides. Take it off, unscrew it, and these should just slide right out. Here's the other side. Accelerator pump diaphragm is in here. Something else is in there. Take this off, be very careful. It should be, assuming it's been replaced at some point, probably a red little diaphragm. It's got a spring on the bottom, little plunger, two little pieces of rubber. Under here you got some sort of channels to, you know, get the flow where it needs to be, but you don't really need to know the function. You just need to know that it needs to be clean. So let's get that off. This is the little diaphragm I was talking about. Got a little spring on there. It's 2-layered. Kind of hard to see. This one's squished together, which is probably good. That goes on here like this. Here's the other one. It has this little piece in there with the check ball screws in there. So we'll just make sure that's all clean. Probably won't throw it in the ultrasonic just because gaskets, but this bad boy, it's going right in. That thing's been heating up. Hot is good. All you need is simple green. Throw it in there. And there it is. Turn it on. I do about 15 minutes per side. It won't really destroy any plastics or anything. So yeah, after 15 minutes, I'll flip it and I'll add in some other stuff when it's done. Mostly the other stuff I'm gonna add is this and that, maybe some of these screws, probably not the jets. I just like to spray those off and reuse them. Rebuild kits tend to be pretty crappy, so I source my own O-rings and go from there. And finally, while that is going, I'm gonna take off this last Delorto. Oh yeah. And then maybe I'll work on some of the wiring, make it look nicer. This has electronic ignition, so it doesn't really need that ballast resistor. And I need to figure out some place to plug that vacuum advanced system into. Looks like there's not many vacuum ports on these manifolds or on the carbs, so I'll have to figure that out. So, like me, being me, gone ahead and skipped a couple parts and put most of it back together. I'm waiting on the cap to be done with the ultrasonic cleaner. It's got like 2 minutes left. And yeah, so you basically just thread them back in, just like you would normally. Now, one trick with the accelerator pump, there's no spring on there right now, but just to reduce friction, I'd add a little bit of lube, some grease. All I can find is engine assembly lube, but that should be plenty good. It's moly based, just to that, so that when this accelerator pump slider comes in, it can press on that without any issues. You can add it to this pin too. It's just something I like to do. And just like that, number 2 is done. It's looking really good. I cleaned up some of the screws this time. This is number 1. But yeah, there's 2. On to the 3rd one, which is way over there. I feel like this is a good point to do like a mid-video interjection. Here is the 72 Datsun 240Z. Engine base, a little dirty, nothing too ridiculous. It's got a new master cylinder for the clutch and brakes, ignition coil, spark plugs, distributor. I needed to get a new radiator cap. That one leaks a little bit. New fuel pump. And then here's the car. As you can see, there's a giant rust hole in the middle. I don't have a center console, but the rest of the interior is pretty decent. I'll have to end up fixing those big dash cracks with some fiberglass, but yeah. And if we go look back here, yeah, let's see if that's any better. There's some rust around, but it's not too bad. The worst is on this passenger side. Here, you can kind of see it down there. And obviously underneath. Quick tour of my shop as well. This is my workspace I've been working on with the carbs here. This is my Triumph Desert Sled. This is a TR6C. Gonna race that next weekend. It's on an engine stand. I got a Volkswagen Passat transmission, another XS650 engine. I got my welder. And in the back, I got 2 bikes there and 2 more in the corner. TT500, XS1, XJ650, and KLR650. There's my other carb. Well guys, I think this is enough to conclude the Datsun saga so far of the carbs. I got the carbs mounted up and synced, and if this thing just fired right up. And yeah, I don't have a good camera mount, so we're gonna see how this goes and see if I can bring you along for a test drive. So besides that, she just fires right up. Oh yeah. Beautiful. She makes some noises, but I think that's something to do with the rear brakes. These are the carbs. After I've run it, had to check the temps with the temp gun. Everything seems okay. It started running like crap, so we'll see. But yeah, all the carbs are there. They've been sunk. I used one of these synchrometer, whatever it's called. Had it for my Volkswagen Beetle engine. I'm actually noticing I'm almost out of front brake fluid. I probably need to redo everything to do with the braking system, but either way, there she is. And to conclude this Datsun journey, episode 1, I guess. I don't know if I post more. Yeah, carbs are done. I guess next is the rust. It's got a shit ton of rust on that passenger side, like I kind of showed. It's missing some frame rails on the passenger side, but I got my nice welder there in the corner, and gonna probably get some 2.5 square tubing. I saw a YouTube video on it, and just cut and weld. Also got to buy some floor pans and replacement fender parts, but one step at a time. And I hope to bring you guys along for that journey. So thanks for watching. If you did watch, stick around. Maybe I'll make some more videos. Cool.